This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This week I'm filming a week in my life vlog. It's currently Wednesday afternoon. I so far have had a really good writing day. I had a really productive morning getting work done on Project Teacup, but now that it's the afternoon I'm actually going to start doing some YouTube stuff and admin stuff. We have a really interesting week this week and I swear I'm going to eventually film a week in my life which is just a usual ordinary week, but whenever something really cool and fun happens I get very excited and motivated to vlog. So here we are, kicking off on Wednesday afternoon. I'm about to start work on my YouTube and admin stuff I need to do today. I have a bunch of little tasks I need to do, but first of all, I'm gonna make a cup of tea. This week is a really exciting week, mostly because I'm going to be going to Bellingen Readers and Writers Festival on Saturday and Sunday. It is located in northeast New South Wales. I've never been there before. It's next to Coffs Harbour, also not been to Coffs Harbour before. I'm flying out with Tyler on Friday. We've got the 2 days of the festival. I'm doing 3 events and a radio interview. And then we fly home on the Monday. I'm gonna be taking this box. Let's not get dust in my tea, thank you. This is a box full of my books. I have 15 copies of my book. I got asked to bring copies of my book. We need to work out the best way to transport all of these. So Tyler and I are looking at getting a carry-on bag because we don't have a carry-on bag, and then checking that carry-on bag. Tyler and I are probably going to go head off later tonight to try and pick up a carry-on suitcase really last minute. This afternoon, what do I have to do on my list? I need to finish editing this video that I'm currently working on, a video which is already live. It's this video, I'm sure it went up. I have some emails I need to respond to. It's getting very thundery outside. It's raining so much now. Like as soon as I stopped recording and speaking to you guys a moment ago, it just started plummeting. Anyway, not creepy at all. What I'm trying to explain in this particular little section. If you're new here, hello, my name is Christy. I'm currently working on an adult fantasy novel. Hello, voiceover Christy here to thank the... Oh, that's up too loud. That's up too loud. Hello, testing of the audio. Hi. Okay, that's better. Hello, voiceover Christy here to thank the lovely sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is a website builder which allows people to create stunning websites with ease. As many of you know, I've been working with Squarespace for a number of years and I absolutely adore their platform. Squarespace uses Fluid Engine, which is a next generation website design system that makes it incredibly easy for users to unlock their creativity. Squarespace's templates are best in class and you can customize every design detail with drag and drop technology for desktop or mobile. Fluid Engine is built in and ready to go on any new Squarespace site. This makes it so convenient to design exactly the website you want and to connect with the people who are interested in the things that you make. If you're looking to make a website, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/ChristyAnnJones to save 10% off your purchase of a website or domain. It is a little while later now. My glasses are very much reflecting the whole screen. I just got off the phone with Tyler and he went to check at the shops to see if he could find a carry-on suitcase that would suit us. It's a suitcase pun. And the place where he went, he couldn't find anything. So we're actually gonna head out in a second once he comes home to go to the shops to check out Kmart and Big W and a couple other places to see if we can find some good, small, affordable carry-on suitcases. Should we have organized this not 2 days before we're flying out? Probably. However, we only just got home from Japan. We got home from Japan like a week and a bit ago. So Tyler and I are not, we don't currently have our lives together. is Thursday and we have a update on the luggage situation. Obviously we got these last night, which you guys would have seen. Kmart was the only one that had the correct size. This is a very, very petite little suitcase. It's very cute. I quite like it. And I think that this one was like $29 Australian. It was very, very cheap. I called the travel agent this morning to double check that I definitely had checked luggage so that this could go on the plane. I didn't have to bring it in carry-on. Maybe I'll keep them wrapped in the newspaper. Maybe there's something better that I can use to wrap these up. I have a canvas bag that my friend brought me back from Edinburgh. I'm gonna use this. It is 4:15 p.m. and it's been quite a busy day, so I stayed up late last night getting my video edited, and then this morning got up, did the thumbnail, did some Patreon stuff, did some admin stuff, contacted the travel agent, responded to emails, and then for the rest of the day all I really have to do is pack. Read 4 of the 5 books that I wanted to read because I wanted to make sure I read all of the author's works. The last book I have to read is The Bookbinder of Jericho by Pip Williams. And then I also realized today that I also haven't written up my interview questions yet. I did the thing I typically do, which is just wanting to do as much preparation as I physically can. And so I wrote a lot of notes when I was reading the books, and I have a lot of motifs and themes I want to talk about, but I wanted to write up specific questions. I've got 2 hours of waiting in the airport tomorrow because Tyler's flight is before mine, because we ended up booking our flight separately and then we could only get Tyler a flight that's 2 hours earlier. So I'm gonna be in the airport for 2 hours tomorrow waiting, and then I think it's like 3 total flight time hours because we're flying Adelaide to Sydney and then Sydney to Coffs Harbour, and then we're taking a car. Someone is driving us from Coffs Harbour to Bellingen. I'm gonna have so much downtime tomorrow, like travel time, where I can finish reading the book and also write up my questions. But because I wanted to be very prepared before we left, I just sort of am feeling the pinch of time. We also have dinner with a friend tonight, so it is a very, very busy day, but I'm very excited. Hello from Adelaide Airport. It is Friday morning. I know what day of the week it is. So Tyler's flight was at 9 a.m. My flight is at 11 a.m. I have another hour until my flight. I'm just gonna be sitting here reading The Bookbinder of Jericho by Pip Williams, which I have on my tablet. I'm just reading the PDF here of the book because the publisher very kindly sent me a copy of the book. Hopefully I can finish it on the plane. I have read a little bit of the book so far. And yeah, basically just at the airport, killing time, just waiting until my flight. Good morning, hello. It is Saturday morning. Last night we got into Bellingen. We're staying in this house with a member of the community. It's actually a really sweet setup they have for this festival. So basically all of the authors for the festival will stay with different members of the community. They just volunteer and they let out a room in their house for the authors and guests to stay in. I think mostly because Bellingen doesn't have that many, I don't think it really has any hotels. Our host has been such a sweetheart so far. She made us curry for dinner last night. She's made us porridge as well. There's a little pot of porridge sitting on the counter because she watched some of my videos and she knows I have porridge for breakfast. This house that we're staying at is so so pretty. It's like on the edge of a rainforest. I've done a bit of inbound travel, but I don't tend to travel around Australia very much. I'm realizing now just how much of the east coast of Australia is rainforest, because where I'm from, where Tyler and I are from in Adelaide, it's very, very dry. I was speaking with the host last night and she was saying how the garden is really lovely because it's basically like a rainforest, but you have to be careful of the leeches. And I was like, leeches? What are you? You've got leeches here? And she found it really surprising that like where we're from, that's not really a problem. So she left us a pair of gumboots to use if we want to go explore the garden. There's so much natural sunlight. Very quickly I can give you a tour. We have the kitchen over here. If we come up the stairs, we have this little hallway. These are the gumboots that have been left for us. Tyler and I are staying in this room, and then our host sleeps in this room. Through here is the bathroom, which is really pretty. And there's this massive bathtub, and you're showering looking over a rainforest, which, no curtains, that's a little bit disconcerting for me, but it's really pretty. Such a nice little house. So yeah, we had the like nibbles drinks thing last night, and I met 4 out of the 5 authors. Only author I haven't read yet is Pip Williams, and it's really funny because I was reading her book on the plane and she was sitting about a meter away from me. A radio interview at 1:30 with the local radio station, and then my first event I think is at 3. I did all my prep for that. I've got all my questions written in my notebook. I'm gonna have some porridge. Very exciting. Have all of my notes written down here in this notebook. I was gonna have them on my phone, but I feel like even though we live in a digital world and I do all of my work online, I still feel like it's kind of a bad look to be referring to your phone when you're doing an interview. Anyway, I was worried about that, so I wrote things down in a notebook. We now need to get going. We need to carry the books, my books, which are in this bag. We need to carry these down to the festival bookshop, and then after that I have the radio interview, which I'm just trying not to think about because otherwise I'll start freaking out about, like how I've never done anything like that before, so that is very cool but very, very scary. I've got my lanyard. Let's I've got my lanyard. Let's get going. Lots of fish.
I'm here with the lovely Christy and Jones.
Hi! The book that I released is called A Year in Tōkyō, an illustrated guide and memoir. Honestly, I'm just really excited to chat more with the authors. I've met all of them now, so I'm really excited to chat more with them. The session we have today, yeah, I think because like my interest area is speculative fiction, genre fiction, so anything that's a bit weird and wacky, I'm very excited to talk about.
So you're from Adelaide. We're here in Bellingen. I do love Adelaide. I went down last year to Fringe.
Yeah! Everyone from Adelaide's very proud of Fringe.
Growing up in a place that has such a beautiful love of the arts is something that kind of...
I mean, I grew up in the country. The arts weren't significant at all. It was sort of me just spending a lot of time in my primary school library that got me into books.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Is there a song that you like to listen to for the going into...
I really love Providence by Lisa Mitchell.
Oh, cool. Well, that was easy, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I'm going to listen to a song from Lisa Mitchell called Providence. See you soon.
So I just finished doing my first ever radio interview, which I feel like it went pretty well. It was a bit nervy. At the end, the radio presenter asked me if I wanted to select a song, and I wasn't expecting that question, so my brain just went blank. I picked Providence by Lisa Mitchell, which is one of my favorite songs ever. But I left the caravan and Tyler was like, I'm surprised you didn't pick The Summiting, which would have been a hilarious song to pick given the very laid back, like, family festival vibe. 2:13 p.m. My next event is at 3:15, so in about half an hour I'm gonna head over to the green room. This one I'm particularly nervous for. I've got talking points, I know what I'm gonna be talking about, but I've obviously never done a talk like this. It's not a panel, it's not an interview, it's more of a chat, but I do have talking points to bring to these authors because the two authors, their two books that we're going to be speaking about today are quite thematically similar, so it was quite fun creating these questions because I got to like analyze them a bit and look at the similarities. I'm very nervous. Hopefully it goes okay. With two novels that both have a really big emphasis on setting, particularly Hovering and One and Leslie, there's a lot of themes of like the city disintegrating, isolation from normality. I wanted to ask about the inception of the novels. I was wondering if you wrote them like during the pandemic years when you know about its height, and if in any way that affected the early parts of writing the book.
Yeah, well, Lauren Leslie...
I mean, for me, as a writer and as a reader, I'm not nearly going to be as interested in the book if it's not speculative. There needs to be something a little bit wacky and weird going on in order to be really, really interested in it. So yeah, just anything that's a little bit magical, like the real world, but just a little bit different, or even going down to like a high fantasy novel. It is a lot later since I last updated you guys. It is currently 9:47 p.m. So I did my author event. I was incredibly nervous beforehand. I always get nervous before anything public speaking related. I feel like when I do stuff like that, I'm just kind of running on gentle panic the whole time. But so I spoke to Sean Prescott and Rhett Davies about their books, and both novelists have books that are really interesting and they explore place and setting in really fascinating, speculative, fun ways. So yeah, that's what the talk was about. It was basically me asking them questions, and I only had 2 things to do today, but like with all the travel from yesterday and doing all the prep work and being at the festival and doing all the things, it's ended up being a really tiring day. The festival is now halfway over. I've done my first 2 things. I've got my second 2 things to do tomorrow. So I've got first a talk at 9 a.m. Despite how tired I feel right now, I'm so happy and so grateful to be here. So it's been really cool and fun so far. During my talk this afternoon, the armchair was just hilariously a little bit too tall for me, so I sat all the way back in the armchair and my legs were just swinging like a very small child. So I found that funny, but because I fidget so much when I talk or when I'm nervous or when I do presentations, I was just like swinging my feet. Actually, it was probably better for me. It probably helped me concentrate a little bit. The one I have tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is more of a chat. It's not an interview, so I don't think I really have to do very much prep for that. I think I'm sort of an equal party in that one, given the 3 of us are just chatting about, the session is called Who Tells the Story, and it's about storytelling and the people whose voices get to be heard in storytelling. I remember being a kid and like reading Harry Potter and going, oh, Hermione's such a strong character, but it wasn't until I was in uni and I started researching it that I was like, oh, Hermione doesn't have any female friends. Ginny doesn't, Princess Leia doesn't, none of these female characters who we see as strong female characters, none of them have friends. And so I find it really fascinating how, I think because the sort of normal mode is that we have a lot more male characters, we have a lot of male friendship, we examine those things, and then women are often very ancillary. And so I find that really interesting. It's not just the setting out to write a feminist novel, but it's like
women just existing at all in the way that women exist in real life, with friendships, with with nuance.
I have never kind of considered that, but essentially what's happening is in so many stories, women are just shoehorned in to the, to what the narrative might be if there were no women in it.
It's just scary because you don't have any control.
What they did though, I thought they were really sound.
Again, so many unique elements to it. Where did the idea for the story come from?
That's a good question. I don't always remember exactly when something has hit me, but usually I start writing something when I have some idea of characters and concept. A call is better than that. So it's funny seeing the ways that how people communicate and how that changes. Definitely.
Today has been an absolute whirlwind. I hope you can hear me. It's a little bit windy out here, but the autumn leaves are falling and it's very pretty. Did my first session with Pip Williams and Catherine Hoare, and that was a really good talk about fiction and women in fiction and who gets to tell the story in fiction, and then had a little bit of a break and then had an interview with Angela Meyer. So I interviewed her about her book Moon Sugar. A little bit dehydrated now, I have a headache and my cheeks are quite red. That was supposed to be me completely done, my 3 sessions and my radio interview done, but then the programming director came up to me and said, do you want to be involved in the book quiz that's on tonight at I think 7:45? So now I'm going to be a part of a book quiz. So I have a 4th session but a 5th thing to do. I feel like I've just run a marathon because I did so much prep work for all of these talks. I feel like I haven't really stopped the whole weekend just trying to figure out what to do, what to say, being really nervous for all of them. But one of the beautiful things about having a YouTube channel is that I've gotten okay at speaking in such a way that it doesn't make me seem stressed or nervous, even though I very much am. We're gonna go have some lunch. We're really lucky because we get provided food. So yesterday I had Moroccan chicken. We're gonna go get something else to eat for lunch. I think I've mentioned this already, but the community here has been so generous and lovely. Like, we've not bought a single meal the whole time we've been here. Our host has done everything. She's cooked us everything. She got us breakfast, and then in the green room we've been having like lunch and stuff as well. So this is such a lovely festival. Everyone's really kind and supportive during the talks as well. Like at the end, lots of people are asking questions, which I think is lovely because I often run workshops, and at the end of the workshops that I run, I'm always like, do you guys have any questions? And most of the time it's radio silence. Sometimes when I run the workshops the people are a little bit shy, but at the very least at these events, every time I've asked, does anyone have questions, there's been lots of really good, thoughtful questions. I've now done 3 different book signings. I've never done a book signing before, and I think every single time my signature has been not the same. When someone comes up to me and they ask me to sign my book, my hands start shaking and I'm just like, how do I write my name? What is my name? I mean, that's a very good problem to have, right? Not being very good at signing your name. It means someone wants you to sign your name. I need to drink some water and have lunch, and we're probably going to go back to the house and I'm going to get my coat, and then we're going to come back for the book quiz.
I think some of my favourite performers and writers these days.
Actually, a bonus point. When was Twilight published? Any thoughts? Sweet. 2006. Incorrect.
was so completely zonked after my weekend at Bellingen Readers and Writers Festival that I just completely forgot to finish this vlog. That book quiz is one of the most intimidating things I've ever done in my life. That was a really big crowd for me. I'm not good at estimating numbers of people, but I feel like that was a not insignificant number. Very intimidating, but I did it. It was a wonderful week and I'm really glad I got to share it with all of you. But this video, which I just finished editing, is already really, really long, so I'm not gonna ramble. I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys here. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and also an enormous thank you to everyone over on Patreon over there. We have a whole bunch of lovely bonus content, our book club. We're reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang this month together. We have bonus videos, bonus content, writing updates, all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to check out Patreon, there is a link in the description down below. Take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.